My name is April Brassard. I am writer-producer of I Was a Stranger, a short film here at the festival. The film is about domestic violence, taken from my own personal story and in combination with a New York Times article I read about people who Walmarts across the country open up their parking lots to people from all walks of life who need a place to stay for the night. And it was sort of I ended up running in my car and staying on a coworker's couch, and my idea was, what if I didn't have that couch? Where would I have ended up? And so that's where the film was born.
Before we go any further, how are you doing?
I'm great. It's like you live through this. You never fully recover. Like, trauma haunts you forever. And then the reality of domestic violence is you can't have the Hollywood archetype of you kill your perpetrator and then walk strong in life. And it doesn't work like that. You have to look over your shoulder because law is not in your favor. So, yeah.
Was this film therapeutic for you?
It was really mostly because of the group of people on it. My director, Reiko Aylesworth, is this phenomenal woman and sort of shepherded the project, but also me as I carved out my heart and put it onto the page. And Elizabeth Rodriguez, our star, like, just took everything and just sort of like absorbed what I gave her and portrayed it so well. Jason Butler Harner went and did the work of going to a women's shelter to learn more about the psyche of the perpetrator, and try to more humanize him in a way that we have not seen again in Hollywood. And our entire production team was women. So it was, DP, composer, editor, AD, producers, like everyone. And so there was a different kind of energy than I was used to in Hollywood on this film. And so I would say it's very healing, and being able to speak, I think, yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your locations. What I really liked about your film is the locations were very authentic.
Yeah.
And they, you have your human characters, which were, your cast was wonderful, by the way.
Thank you.
But
so
you
much.
had also, too, your locations and your set decoration, which I see as a character as well.
Yeah.
And they really help tell the story. So tell me about that.
Yeah. Well, my original draft of the script, it was Walmart as is, but of course, a little indie film, we can't afford that. So we ended up using this movie ranch, but it was very important, like the vehicles themselves, I think, really became characters in it, because they are the home, they're the transport, and they're really like the method of freedom in this. And so like it was really important to have that like population and diverse population of vehicles in this. And then the terrain, it sort of worked in our favor. It's California, but it happened to be snowing that day. And so it was like this brisk chill, which I think really aided to the sort of stinging nature of the film, and also like that need to find warmth. Yeah.
So you're here at the Bentonville Film Festival.
Yes.
We are about 2 miles away from Walmart's
I
home
know.
office. So that's full circle
I know,
for you.
right?
How does that feel to you? What was your reaction when you got the email and the letter
Yeah.
that said, "Hey, you are coming to Bentonville, Arkansas," knowing that this is the home of Walmart's home office?
It was just such a. It just felt like this complete, karmic full circle. I don't know, just this like spark of being able to put this in the world, I immediately called my director, and she screamed in my ear on the phone. But it was very emotional, and just sort of this very like almost like fated thing. I don't pretend to know the ways of the universe, but it felt like so incredibly fitting. And that this could be the platform where we could speak in a story that was, it was inspired by Walmart. So it's absolutely perfect in my opinion.
So, what are you reading? What's on your nightstand? What's on your desk at home? What are you reading?
Wow. What am I reading? I read a lot of scripts.
Bunches of scripts.
Yeah. I read a lot of scripts. I have been reading, I'm writing a young adult novel. So I've been reading a lot of young adult novels to sort of like make sure that I'm on point with my tone. Like We Were Liars. I believe it's North by Shakespeare. It's about basically that Shakespeare, it's a historical novel, but Shakespeare may have borrowed some of the core stories and then written his own plays based on them by another man. I do like historical novels as well. Yeah.
What's your favorite part of history?
I mean, I feel like there isn't a chapter in history that is perfect. I think I'm more usually like the historical novels I choose are inspired by like humans, like extraordinary humans. I just read like A Woman of No Importance, about Virginia Hall, who was like a spy and almost single-handedly like helped like win like the course of World War II, but we've never heard about her because she was a woman. And but I think there are so many like extraordinary human stories that are like hidden, and so many of them are because they're diverse voices and they weren't mainstream, and so that's what I love, is people throughout history who have changed the course of history. And I think all of these little people have I just love exploring stories and untold stories.
So what's next for you? What are you working on professionally? Besides writing this children's, young adults book.
Yeah. I am also working on other film and TV scripts, but we want to turn this into a feature. So working on the script for that now. And who knows? Maybe we could convince Walmart to invest in us and actually do it there. So,
lastly, if this is too personal, you don't have to answer, but, people will be watching this video, and there may be some women or men who are in a domestic violence situation. What advice would you give them right now?
So I ran a month before I wrote the first draft of this. 2 weeks before we shot this film, my oldest friend of 30 years, who I did not know was in the exact same situation as me, tried to run as well, and his life was taken by his husband. And I think what I would really like to tell the world and tell people who have been through it, and that they are not alone, and that like they do have the power to speak, and that friends who see suspicious behavior or see friends pulling away, any little thing that you see, like you're always, if you are a victim of DV, you're always hiding it. You are always protecting your abuser. And I think just like keep an eye out for the people in your life and for strangers, and just to know that mostly, like, if you are going through anything like this, you are not alone. And I want to spend the rest of my life fighting for a voice for them, and for change.
I lied. One more question.
Yes.
Let's honor your friend. Tell
Yeah.
us who your friend was.
John Kilgore. He was, he was my first friend, one of my absolute best friends in the world. We were musicians. He was a drummer and I was a clarinetist, so we were in band together. And it really was, when it happened, and still now to this day affects me, but it was such a, like, he had the loudest laugh of everyone you've ever heard, and I think that my laughter is louder because I grew up with him and I knew him, and he encouraged me to, even if people are looking at you like, why are you laughing so loud, just to look at life like that too. And I still feel him every day. And his sister, Shannon, is doing work in their community to help the shelters there and to help through music and writing music. But he was a special light that should never have been taken. And I think that we as a community could change situations like this.
And may his memory always be a blessing to you and
Thank
all
you.
of the rest of the world. May we never forget him. Lastly, what are the social handles for your short film? And where can we find you online to encourage you and support you professionally?
Yeah, it's I Was a Stranger short film. I have an Instagram for this. And there's also links to Vimeo on it. And then I am True Apothecary, which is the name of my LLC as a writer. But that's my handle on Instagram. And then AprilEbrassard.com is my website. So
Congratulations on this
Thank you
film.
so
Thank you so
much.
much for bringing this to Northwest Arkansas. And
Thank you
best of
so
luck on
much.
this young adult book. We can't wait to see
Yeah.
it.
Thank you so much.